We've all been there before. You're walking under a ladder, and some part of your brain that definitely passed high school biology flinches a little. You step around it. You don't even think about it. You just do it. The same way a billion other people have, in 1,000 different cultures, across thousands of years, despite knowing better. That's the part worth staring at. Because here's what's genuinely strange. You didn't inherit that ladder thing from your neighbor. Cultures that never traded a single word with each other independently landed on almost the exact same fears. Black cats, broken mirrors, the number that means death, knocking on surfaces to keep good things from disappearing. Your ancient ancestors and a stranger from the other side of the planet built the same invisible architecture in their heads, and neither of them knew the other existed. That is either beautiful or deeply unsettling, and this video is going to make sure it's the second one. The reason it happens starts with your brain, which is less of a precision instrument and more of a very anxious pattern recognition machine that has never once learned to relax. The technical term is apophenia, the tendency to find meaningful connections between unrelated things. Your brain is so desperate to find patterns that it will invent them out of thin air and then refuse to let go of them. You scored well on a test while wearing a certain shirt once, and now that shirt is the shirt. A black cat crossed your path an hour before something went wrong, and suddenly your brain has filed a report. The report says, cats are involved. This isn't a flaw, technically. It's the same wiring that helped your ancestors survive. If you heard a rustling in the bushes and assumed tiger, you were usually wrong, but occasionally very right. And the ones who assume nothing are not your ancestors. The problem is that the system has no off switch. It keeps running in the modern world, misfiring constantly, turning random noise into prophecy. Superstition is basically your threat detection system running on no sleep with too much caffeine and nothing real to hunt. And it gets weirder. The other ingredient is control. Or more accurately, the desperate need for it when you don't have any. Imagine you're a farmer in any century before this one. Your entire harvest, your entire family's survival, depends on rain. You cannot make it rain. You cannot influence whether it rains at all. That kind of helplessness produces ritual, the way pressure produces diamonds. You find the thing you did before it rained last time, and you do it again, because doing nothing feels like giving up. And your brain is not wired to give up. Psychologists sometimes call this an illusion of control, the feeling that your behavior influences outcomes it absolutely cannot influence. Knocking on wood is that illusion with a sound effect. The cross-cultural overlap happens because the fears are universal. Death, bad luck, the unknown. Every culture needed a symbol for danger, a gesture to ward it off, and a number that felt wrong. 13 in Western tradition. 4 in several East Asian languages, where the word for 4 sounds like the word for death. Same fear, different costume. Broken mirrors showing up across European and ancient Roman tradition as a 7-year curse. The number 7 attached to luck in cultures that never compared notes. Your brain, and every brain like it, ran the same anxious software and produced the same outputs because the inputs, mortality, uncertainty, the terrifying randomness of existence, were identical everywhere. Which brings us to the part nobody talks about, even now. Even you, sitting here, allegedly rational, aware of apophenia and cognitive bias and the placebo effect. You still have a ritual, a lucky object, a phrase you say before something important, a small, private, slightly embarrassing behavior you keep doing because the one time you stopped, something went wrong. Maybe you've even defended it, called it a habit, said it doesn't count. It counts. You are running the exact same software as a Bronze Age farmer. The interface is different. The superstition is cleaner, more personal, easier to hide in casual conversation, but the wiring underneath is identical. Your brain found a pattern in the noise, decided it was real, and built a little altar to it in the back of your mind where the skepticism doesn't quite reach. You live there too. Right next to the ladder you still walk around. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.